As you know, we've been talking about Moonbirds and Proof. The founders, Justin and Kevin, recently gave away all the commercial rights that they had previously licensed to their Moonbird NFT owners and gave away the copyright that the NFT owners thought that they had exclusively, perpetually, to make commercial use of their birds. Kevin and Justin gave away the copyright to all of the birds into the public domain on what's called a CC0 license, which basically means the copyright owner, presumably Justin and Kevin or their team, what they did is they said, we're the copyright owner, we're going to give away all rights. We're going to reserve no rights in these birds, in the images that the token contract links to through the URI or URL. So when you buy an NFT, you go to OpenSea, you see a moonbird, a bird, and you find one you like and you buy that bird. The NFT, the token, is the thing that records that on the blockchain. The thing that people think they're buying is the actual image, right? And as you've seen some previous videos, you gotta look at the terms of service. You have to look at the license terms. You have to somehow find the terms of sale that go along with that NFT, with the image you think you're buying, to find out what you're really getting, because you could end up getting nothing. So that's what happened to Moonbird buyers, right? They thought they were getting the bird image. They thought they were the only one to be able to use that unique bird image that they purchased. The terms of sale did say that they had commercial rights, so they could put it on t-shirts and beer cans and license it to brands, etc., monetize those birds, right? These non-fungible token, and the market of NFTs, it's all intangible property and contract rights. Let me say that again, right? If you are an NFT project owner, if you are an NFT buyer, it is an intangible property and contract right investment. You are buying intangible property rights. You are getting rights by contract from the NFT project owner. So you better find the contract and see what it says. So in this instance, the project owner, Proof, XYZ, decided that they, very shortly after launch, which I think was in April, an initial spike in sales, 5-time drop in market value, big decline in volume. And so the project owners, Kevin and Justin, I think admittedly were looking to get more public relations, more attention for their projects. So to do that, they gave away the rights of their NFT buyers and wrapped themselves around the CC0 license as being very Web3, and thus this is going to be great for the project. Great for the project, Kevin and Justin, not necessarily great for the NFT owners. So what we want to do is we want to look at this as a case study, just like I did in my previous videos. Subscribe, go check out my other videos. I did a whole analysis of Yuga Labs in the Bored Ape Yacht Club, terms of service, and lessons learned. And I hope Kevin and Justin don't mind, right? We all need to level up. We all need to learn from prior projects. We have to learn from the mistakes of prior projects, and we have to be able to up the game. Because right now, honestly, and I did a post on this on both LinkedIn and Twitter not long ago, we're at this point where trust is a huge issue. We have scams, we have rug pulls, we have SEC actions on insider trading, all in the NFT market, right? So what does the public see? They see all these headlines that they already believe NFTs are bullshit, right? So, but now they see all these headlines of how scammy it is, right? So let's think about NFTs as a brand. NFT as a brand, right? If we were to think of NFT as a brand, what is happening to the brand value of the NFT market right now? Let me ask it again. Is the value of the brand NFT and everyone that's involved in its ecosystem, is that on the incline or is that on the decline? Look, I think without exception, we would all agree it's on the decline, because you got market conditions which are on the decline. You've got the SEC, which is circling. You've got all the attention that Congress is bringing to the issue because they may be passing legislation. You've got rug pulls. You've got insider trading. You've got this generative art foundation for the NFT market, which is really not where the value of NFTs are going to end up being as smart contracts. So you've got all these negative things happening in the market, and generative art is not a great foundation upon which to build the brand NFT, because the way it works, quite honestly, is anyone can upload 10,000 generative issues. You probably can get those or make those for very little money, and you could make tens of millions or hundreds of millions of dollars overnight. What incentive do you have to just not cash out, right? And that's what a lot of projects are doing, honestly. The generative art niche is a launch, make some feeble attempts at a community through Twitter and Discord, and then eventually fade away. So they already got their money. There's no incentive for them to continue to earn, right? Yeah, secondary sales, yeah, royalties. But that's chump change especially in a down market, compared to what they already made. So the business model of NFTs is fundamentally flawed, I think. NFT owners shouldn't be able to cash out of their money as sales on mint occur. It just is gonna bring the worst people into the space. So trust is the biggest issue we are all facing right now. I'm a lawyer. I represent NFT projects, NFT platforms, NFT buyers. I'm an intellectual property attorney. I do litigation. I have hundreds of arbitrations going on right now, litigating terms of use, right? So I understand the different angles of this thing, and I don't represent just any one interest. I represent all the interests. In this video, I represent the interests of the NFT market. And what I'm telling you is this: we all need to level up. Instead of imitating the prior projects, which are almost all flawed, and some of them fatally flawed, including some of the biggest, we need to get away from imitating and start innovating, educating, and elevating our game in the NFT space. We need to take this to a next level, and there's a couple things that we can do right off the bat. One is get the damn lawyers involved. I mean, I don't like lawyers either, but I gotta tell you, let's circle back to where we started. NFTs, non-fungible tokens, the token contract is linking out to a digital asset. You're purchasing that digital asset, which happens to be happening through the token contract. Your ownership, your provenance is on that token contract. But at the end of the day, you think you're getting the damn image, the video, the music, right? What are you getting? Contract law and intellectual property licensing. You need to understand these two things if you want to be in this game. You need to understand that contracts of the project out of the gate, pre-mint, at mint, need to be perfect, because your NFT is immutable. Good luck changing your contract after launch. That means your entire business model has to be developed. And then your contract has to be custom programmed. None of this OpenSea generic contract. You need a custom contract. You need developers to help you build your contract to be able to accomplish your business goals, which, if they're more than just making a buttload of money and running for the hills, there's so much you can do with non-fungible tokens. You got to get away from that model. That, generative art, mint, 10, 20, $100 million payday, and we promise to do something in the future for you, but we have no incentive really to do it. Probably easier just to cash out. So trust is critical right now, and we've got this crypto winter where we could all take a breath and we could figure out how to do it better, right? don't imitate what's been done. You need to go back and you need to learn about contract and licensing and trademarks and copyright and corporate entities. You need to understand legal rights. You need to understand dispute resolution. You need to understand warranties. And my position is you need to create a terms of use that is fair. So one of the things that in future episodes, by the way, I'm going to be doing a total breakdown of Kevin and Justin's public statements concerning Moonbirds and the change to CC0. So subscribe and you'll see those in upcoming episodes. But one of the things that Kevin and Justin say is, we want to be more Web3, we're going CC0. Well, if you look at their initial terms of sale, there could be nothing more Web 2 about their project. The foundation of their entire project could not be more Web 2 because it all amounts to the same thing. Project owns all the rights. Project can do whatever it wants. Project can do whatever it wants whenever it wants. You have no recourse. We can take away everything we gave you whenever we want without notice. And oh, by the way, their terms of sale actually say that if they fail to meet their obligations, if it turns out that their entire project was a fraud, right? If it turns out that they breached the commitments that they made to you as an NFT owner, as a Moonbird NFT community member, you can sue them for no more than $100. And by the way, you have to go to arbitration. It's going to cost you $200 or $300 or $500 to file that demand. What's more Web 2 bullshit than that, right? And so, credible when Kevin and Justin say, oh, we want to be more Web 3, go back and take a look at their terms of sale and you'll see it's a classic Web 2 terms of service. One I've drafted a million times that basically says the website, the company always wins and you lose, right? And I litigate these terms of service all the time. Well, what if we did something a little different in Web 3? What if we created fair contracts? What if NFT projects who are looking at making tens or hundreds of millions of dollars overnight actually took on some obligations? Contractual obligations, what they said they were going to stand behind and are contractually obligated to stand behind. What if we did that? That sounds really Web 3, doesn't it? So trust. How do we build trust? The foundation of the NFT marketplace is flawed because although the blockchain is trustless, so are the companies and projects that are leading the charge in NFTs. They are without trust. They are trustless, right? You can't trust them. They're saying, trust us. We're going to do something in the future, but oh, by the way, we're not going to take on any contractual obligation to do that. You may as well trust us. But what's happening is, there's just a lot of projects you can't trust. Now, Yuga Labs has done a great job building out its community, super passionate. They reinvesting money back into the project. That hasn't happened in Moonbirds. They just launched in April. They pulled in hundreds of millions of dollars and they already took away all your commercial rights and they haven't done much for the community at all at this point. So are they going to turn out to be a leader in community management, a leader in community communications, in building out the membership side of what you purchased with that NFT? I mentioned, right, contract rights and intellectual property licensing are the two things that you need to pay attention to because you're getting some sort of license and the project's taking on some sort of contractual commitments. Part of the contractual commitments should be take a look at the terms, should be the membership side of the community that you're joining, the Moonbirds community in this instance. So what are the obligations that Proof has taken on to their community in their contract? The answer is none. And oh, by the way, they could take away your membership for any or no reason whenever they want. There's nothing you can do. That ain't very Web 3. Okay, but that's what the terms of sale, that's what they say, Moonbird owners. So what we need to do is we need to figure out how we are going to go back and revisit the foundation of these projects. The foundation of these projects are contracts, IP licensing, membership terms. What is the Web3 approach to all that? Fairness, trust. Trust not in trust us. Trust is in we've taken on these contractual obligations. We're going to stand behind them. And if we don't meet those obligations, We're not going to limit your rights against us. You can go ahead and sue us. You can arbitrate against us, but we're not going to limit the damages. If you suffer damages, you get those damages. We're going to do what is fair, but we're going to live up to our commitments. There must be some balance in these terms of sale, terms of service, terms of use, if Web 3 is truly going to be different than Web 2.